Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced, and you are listening to DevRel and Dev Advocacy, the podcast. And in this episode, what I want to do is talk about how you can use AI in your DevRel and Dev Advocacy work. Because now you have like ChatGPT 4 and all these different like AI, generative AI things that have been popping up, and there are ways you can use them to kind of spice up your devil work. This is just kind of the too long don't read. Most of what I've been using it for is mainly like imagery because I'm not an artist. Um, so I'm also going to talk about like also good image tools as a DevRel dev advocate that I use all the time to create content. Um, so let's start with that. So like even before AI and a lot of the tools I'm going to talk about at the end, there was a lot of tools that I would use in a day in day out. So tools that I use every day to like make images. This is particularly like the Adobe mobile apps. So like they have Adobe Express, which is a lot like Canva. If you use Canva, I just like Adobe Express's workflow a bit better. But they're both really great for creating like images. I use Video Leap, which is an iOS app for video editing. It's very much like having like Final Cut on your phone. It's awesome. Um, Adobe has like Adobe Rush, I think, which is like their equivalent. And then there's like another like app called like LumaFusion, which has like a very similar feature set. I just really love the feel of Video Leap. And I was able to get like a lifetime subscription when it was like first release. So basically, it's paid for and it's awesome. I think now you can only do a subscription, but it's so worth it. Video Leap makes it so easy to create really nice little animated videos. And then again, also there's another like Adobe Spark video app. Not sure if it's still called Adobe Spark Video. Let me just check what it's called nowadays. Yeah, it's still called Adobe Spark Video, which is really good for like making slideshow like videos. And all of these allow me to be able to create content on the go. So like literally wherever I'm at, if I'm at a coffee shop, I can go create it. I can create an image. I can create a video. I can produce things when I'm not necessarily at my desk. Okay, this is why sometimes it feels like I'm extremely prolific in the content I create and in the things I'm involved in, because I just kind of learned how to be productive on the go. So I'm on a Lyft ride, I'm creating, scheduling social posts, and trying to come up with like different ways of portraying it, like making a statement that leads to any of the kind of goals I'm achieving, whether it's awareness or taking a particular action or whatever. But now with AI, there's some new benefits. Like one of the things is like trying to get like a headshot. Has always been very like difficult. Like there's a lot of photos I may like myself, but using like Lensa AI, which is another iOS app which you can generate like AI portraits of yourself. You take a good 20 selfies of yourself in different outfits and different angles, and you get really highly quality sort of like artsy versions of yourself. Now, not all the different styles are really useful. Like I find like the stylish style and the cyborg style comes out with portraits that are useful professionally. Okay, that I can use for like promotional posters for when I speak at an event or use as my social media avatar. Again, I make sure that I submit selfies with me like wearing like a suit or a vest, something like that, so that way the output comes out with like sort of like me in a professional attire. Because again, you're gonna get what you put out. So if you wear a bunch of t-shirts and jeans for all the photos, you're gonna get photos of you wearing t-shirts and jeans on the other side. So you may want to think about that as you generate those avatars. But even cooler is not taking those avatars and then taking them over to Midjourney. Uh, and Midjourney is another AI app where you can make up anything. There's a bunch of like generative AI image apps. Most of them are meh. Like they will kind of get you what your prompt says, but like if you try to do something with like your own photos and try to mix them in there and use them as like fuel, you don't get much out of it. Midjourney is awesome. There's basically two main commands when you're using Midjourney. Is Imagine, where you give it a prompt and it creates an image, which is fine. Usually what I'll use Imagine for is I'll create different chibi characters. So if you're not familiar with what chibi means, like it's like this like sort of cute, like drawing adults is like cute little anime children style. Okay, so if you've ever seen like Hello Kitty, you'll kind of get an idea of what that kind of style of art is. Um, Now what I'll do is I'll generate sort of like chibi characters in sort of using wearing target attire, sort of that try a similar. I use the prompt to try to create someone as similar to me as possible in situations I want them to be in. So like And then generally I've gotten that like I get a a character that looks somewhat like me if I use the prompt Latino hipster. So take that as you will. um, but I'll be like chibi Latino hipster doing a podcast. Okay, and then I'll get some characters in that sort of pose in that situation, and then you can use Midjourney's blend mode, and then I'll blend it with an actual picture of myself or one of the pictures I've generated from Lensa AI, and I generally end up getting a really really solid cartoon version of myself in that particular pose. Like because of the Lensa image and the chibi character, you get this really kind of fun cartoon version of yourself that I can then use for different types of like social media posts and whatnot. Other things is just trying to think of like thought-provoking images. Um, for example, I typed in, documents being thrown in one end of a pipe and coming out the other end as light bulbs. The idea of a data pipeline, putting in data and coming out with insights. Now, what it ended up creating me was like a light bulb being unveiled from like rolled up paper, but it still kind of captured the same idea, and I was still able to use it for like a social post. But the idea is, came up with these like really sort of eye-catching popping images that you can use to then just like pair with one of your posts with your copy that helps target what you're trying to with your target message, but get people to go read that message and see like how does it really relate to this really sort of provoking imagery. Um, so I just wanted to kind of like talk about that. So again, takeaways is get the Adobe mobile apps and get Video Leap, and Video Leap and PhotoFox. I think it is. Let me see here. I have the apps right here. It's Photo Leap and Video Leap. So get those two apps. They're awesome. Okay. And then again, Adobe. It's Adobe Express, Adobe Spark Video, which are also very killer apps. And with that, you pretty much have like a good like digital studio in your pocket wherever you go. Like those are definitely my secret weapon and why I'm able to put out as much content as I do. Because especially with like Video Leap, I can literally like pre-record a paragraph of me like just like I write a script, I record a paragraph of me saying something, and then while I'm on the go, I can then animate that video. Okay, I can just kind of work on creating like an animated animation that follows that video while I'm in the lift, while I'm in an Uber, while I'm at a cafe. Um, I'm staying productive without necessarily being like chained to my desk. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully, and again, this also helps if you're a dev who has to travel a lot, okay, and travel to a lot of shows. These are again ways where you can maximize that productivity. And also, if you're going to be going to shows, a good thing to do is like just record interviews with people you meet along the way, so that way you can post them as content on like a podcast or a video or whatnot. I didn't do that. I haven't done that recently as good as I used to. But I got to get back on that. So I will see you all later. My name is Alex Merced. You're listening to DevRel and Dev Advocacy, the podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you all later.